Maybe, yeah. Well, I won't use Krishna's books, but maybe cushion can go. Oh, yeah, that can go. That will be good. Thank you. Perfect. Oh, that's perfect. Thank you. So we'll just have a little kirtan, a few minutes. Jai Ho Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari
Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari.
Jai Ho Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari
Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari.
Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradhari Jai Ho Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradhari Yashodanandana Brajana Ranjana Yashodanandana Brajana Ranjana Jamna Tira Banachari
Recording in progress.
Jai Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jai Ho Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jai Ho Shri Krishna Chaitanya Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Srivasadi Gaur Bhakta-vrinda
Hare Krishna, Hare
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama,
Jayo Panchatattva, Jayo Panchatattva, Panchatattva, Jayo Panchatattva. Jayo Krishna Balaram, Krishna Balaram, Krishna Balaram, Jayo Krishna Balaram. Jayo Krishna Balaram, Krishna Balaram, Jayo Radhe Shyam, Radhe Shyam, Radhe Shyam, Jayo Radhe Shyam. Jayo Gauranitai, 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 Jayo Gauranitai. Prabhupada, 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 Jaya Prabhupada. Nitai go Premanand. Om Vishnupat Paramans Pradictare Stotra Shishmati AC Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ji ki Jai. ISKCON BBT founder Acharya AC Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ji ki Jai. Vrindavan Dham ki Jai, Mathura Dham ki Jai, Gadadhamapur Dham ki Jai, Jagannathpuri Dham ki Jai, Dwarka Dham ki Jai, Ganga Mai Jamna Mai ki Jai, Bhakti Devi Tulsi Devi ki Jai, Radha Kund Sham Kund Gop Gopinath Giri Govardhan ki Jai. Nitai Go Premanande, all go assembled devotees, all go assembled devotees, all go assembled devotees, all go Shri Guru and Shri Gauranga. It's so great to be here with the mercy of Panch Tattva and Shrimati Radharani, Shri Krishna and Prabhupada. For next 4 days, we will be discussing about Shrimati Radharani because it's Radharani's Prakata Divas, appearance day of Shrimati Radharani, which is day after tomorrow, here, day after tomorrow. So we will try for our own purification and for the pleasure of Panchatattva and Shri Radha and Krishna and Prabhupada. For our purification, we'll try to share some of thoughts about Radharani and Gopis and Prajalila. Krishna is Pura Purushottam. He appears each kalpa of Brahma. Krishna says that Yada Yada Hi Dharma Siddhanir Bhakti Bhata Pitham Dharma Siddhatmanam Syamya. That I appear Yuga, every Yuga, to annihilate the miscreants and to protect my devotees. And each Yuga Krishna appears Ramadi Murti Shukala Niyamantishta Nana Avtaram Krodh Bhuvneshu Krishna Swam Paramanjo Govindamadi Purusham Tamam Bhajami. Krishna appears each Yuga like Ram, Nrsimha, Vara, Matsya, Kurma, different incarnations. But Krishna is the spearhead of all the avatars. Krishna is avatar, he is a source to all the avatars. He is source to Vishnu, he is source to Ram, Nrsimha. There is no difference, but Krishna is original. And each yuga contains 4.3 million. That is, Chaturyug. Satyug, Dwapar, Treta, Kalyug. These are 4 yugas. So cycle of 4 yuga means 4.3 million years. And Krishna explains in Gita, Sasyug Priyantam Brahmano Viduham, that Sahasra Yuga, if you multiply these 4 yugas by 1,000 times, this is 12 hours of Brahma. So that means it's 432 crore years. Same is his night. So if you put together, it comes 8,640 million years altogether. So Shri Krishna appears once day of Brahma. It's very important to understand Krishna before we talk about Radharani. It's very important. Krishna appears day and night of Brahma is called 24 hours of Brahma is 8,640 million years. So that means cycle of 1,000 Satyuga, 1,000 Dwapar, 1,000 Treta, and 1,000 Kalyuga, 4,000 yugas. And whenever Krishna appears in any Dwapar, when Krishna appears, he doesn't appear alone. He appears with his whole entourage, the whole, his dham, his parikar. Parikar means his associates in the Golok Dham. So when he comes, and he brings his dham as well. So whatever we see, that is not just, it's not creation of Brahma. It's Krishna manifests with his dham. And when he comes with all his Shaktis. So can you imagine? It's so difficult to know Krishna because not everybody will know Krishna. And this is what the material world is all about, forgetfulness of God, Krishna. And in order to come to this knowing Krishna, Krishna explains in Gita, Bahunam Janmanamante Gyanvan Mam Pratyate Vasudev Sarvamiti Samahatma Sudurlo. Krishna says that Bahunam Janmat, so many births and births, not one human form of birth, so many times. Bahunam Janmanamante Gyanvan Mam Pratyate. Then he comes to real Gyan, real knowledge. That Vasudev Sarvamiti. Vasudev is the ultimate. It is Vasudev I was looking for. I was doing this worship. I was worshipping this God, different ideas of gods. But after many, many births, like in Hindi is called Thokar Khate Khate, from banging our head from one place to another place. After so many births, one comes to understand, oh, Vasudev is everything. Like if you see in our Krishna conscious movement, our Guru Swami Prabhupada, he convinced. So Krishna is God. So this understanding, just this understanding that Krishna is God and I am servant of God, this understanding, it doesn't come in one life. After many, many births, now once one knows that Krishna is God, then knowing Krishna in Tattva, this is very important. And then Krishna says, Manushnam sahasreshu kachit yatatam api siddhanam kashchin mabeti tattvata. He says thousands and thousands of people, because people are engaged in aha nidra bhay maithuncha dharma bahina pashulismana, simply eating, sleeping, mating, and defending, and simply sense gratification. Out of thousands, millions, one may think who I am of this body. And one who acts, I'm not this body, I'm Atma, I'm a spirit soul, one who really acts on that platform of spirituality, that person is called Jnani. And out of thousands of Jnanis, means millions of Jnanis, Krishna says, one may know in Tat. That's why it's Padanti Tatsa Tattvam Jajiganamadhyam Brahmeti Paramatmati Bhagwaneti Shabdete. Tat Tatvusha. Tadvidi Pranipatin Pariprashnena Sevaya Updashit Jnana Jnanina Tat Dashna. Tat Vastu. Vasta means in actuality, in conclusion, full surrender. And that Krishna, when comes, that is very, very rare. So you can imagine knowing Krishna is so rare. So what about to Shakti? Radharani is his Shakti. Radharani is not just one spiritual energy. Sometimes people say, oh, Radharani is spiritual energy. And Prabhupada explained margin energy, but that means she's one of the energy. No, she's not one of the energy. She is the energy. Radharani is the energy. With that energy, the whole thing manifests. That's pleasure potency of Krishna. And Krishna is Shakti. Shakti means power. Shakti. Radharani is Shakti. And Krishna is Shaktiman. He's the possessor of the Shakti. He is Shaktiman. Krishna is Shaktiman. And Radharani is Shakti. And when Krishna comes, he doesn't come alone, he will be with it. So that is his pleasure potency, which gives him ananda. So like we go somewhere, like I am, when we feel something, we enjoy something, and we suffer. It's all our consciousness, our ananda shakti is what we, if we like something, we feel really happy. And if it doesn't, it's about doesn't suit our liking, and then we don't really enjoy. That's enjoyment, enjoy Shakti. We all have that. We eat something, we possess something, we feel very happy. Similarly, Sri Krishna, like when we go from one place to another place, our Shakti goes with us. So when Sri Krishna comes, his Shakti comes with him. So Radharani is the Mool Shakti. And what sort of Shakti is Radharani? Not only she exists in the spiritual world, she exists everywhere. If we read Radha Kripa Kataksh, this is sung by Lord Shiva. He told Parvati. Parvati asked, how to please Shri Radha and Krishna? How to please Shrimati Radharani? And then Shiva told Parvati. And this whole Radha Kripaktaksh, Krishna Kripaktaksh, even Radha Kavach, it is composed by Lord Shiva, by Srimati Radharani. And he says, Anantakoti Vishnu Narma Paramajate, Himadraja Pulomaja Viranjaja Var Prodehe. Paras Diridik, the Sapta Ungali Nakhe, Kada Krishya Sima, Kripakadaksha Bhajana. Hey Radharani, when you will be merciful unto me? Radharani is the source to all the Vishnu lokas. And she's so powerful that even Parvati, Lakshmi, and Brahmapatni Saraswati. Saraswati, Parvati, Lakshmi, they, from the toenail, the one spark, one light, sometimes you wear a diamond ring, the sparks come out of the rings, isn't it? So from Radharani's toenail, one little spark that spark creates Ananta Koti Vishnu Loka. This is how powerful Radharani is. That little spark from the toenail of Radharani, not Radha's full Shakti. Sometimes when you go to Vrindavan, here we have got Panchtattva. Panchtattva is not if she is Radharani, right up here. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is Radha and Krishna Tamai. We will discuss that later. So, you have seen Radharani holding hand like this. So can you imagine what sort of Shakti in the hand if from the toenail, all the power of Parvati and Lakshmi and Saraswati. You have heard about three Devis, yes? Lakshmi, Parvati and Saraswati. So all the Riddhi Siddhis they have got, the Shaktis they have got, that has simply come from the toenail of Radharani. How powerful Radharani is. Radharani is, she is Ganga, Yamuna, Saraswati, Durga, Parvati, Lakshmi. All Devis, they all are Radharani's because they're Radharani's manifestation. So we can see that's all Shakti of Shrimati Radharani. They are actually Radharani. Radharani expand herself. So we will be discussing, first of all, about this Shrimati Radharani, this tattva of Radharani. Radharani is more like Sri Krishna is the sun and Radharani the sun rays. Like water and liquidity, water and water liquidity is non-different. So similarly, Krishna and Radha is like that. Like fire and fire's heat, inseparable. Similarly, Krishna and Radharani, they are never separate. And Shri Krishna appears in Vrindavan. So of course, his Radharani will be there. Krishna appears in Nandagaon and in Mathura. Mathura is Krishna did not appear. That is Vishnu who appeared. Devaki and Vasudev, they were Prishni and Sutpa in the previous birth. So they prayed to Vishnu. And Vishnu appeared in the Karagar, means the prison house of Kansa. It was Vishnu who appeared. But Sri Krishna appeared only in Gokul. And Yashoda Maya gave birth to Sri Krishna and Durga. So they appeared together. So then when Vasudev Krishna carried that Vishnu became a little child, so he carried it to Gokul. And that little Vasudev Krishna and Nandanandan Krishna, they mixed together when he went there. When he saw, Vasudev saw, there's one boy and one girl, and Yashoda was unconscious. So at that time, then he put this child next to the Yashoda. Immediately, the two boys, one is Nandanandan Krishna, one is Vasudev Krishna, Devaki Nandan Krishna. So they all mixed together, and there were three children first, and the two boys got together and one girl. Sri Krishna never kills anybody. Sri Krishna only enjoys in Vrindavan and Braj. It Vishnu who killed all the demons in Vrindavan. Now, Krishna appeared, so his power will be there too. When Krishna appeared and we will discuss that topic later. How much intense bhakti they have done in order to have Krishna as their son. But on the other side, her Shakti, Radharani, appeared as well. Actually, Naradji, when he heard Krishna has appeared, so immediately he went, because all devatas, because this opportunity is only once in a kalp, once in the 4,000 yugas, once in 8,640 million years. So they say, okay, let's go, right? Let's go take darshan. Devatas were all rushing. They wanted to see this pastimes of Shri Krishna and Vrindavan. And so Narada even rushed. And when he rushed, when he saw that Krishna has appeared. Of course, Shiva has come as well. He waited 3 days to see, Krishna in Gokul. That's different stories. So we're going to come to Radharani's stories soon. So then Narada rushed. He said, when he saw Krishna, where is Radharani? Where is Radharani? She must be here because Krishna can never be alone without Radharani. So when he rushed, so then he came to Raval, Brishvanu. They're all Gopas who look after cows. These are designations actually. Anybody who's got 5 lakh cows, that person is called Upananda. Anybody who's got 9 lakh cows, that's called Nanda. Anybody who's got 10 lakh cows, that's called Brishvanu. But in Vrindavan, only Brishvanu had 10 lakh cows. And only Nanda Baba had 9 lakh cows. That's why it's only one Nanda Baba. And that's why it's only one Brishvanu. So he came to Brishvanu and he was asking, Narad was asking everywhere, is any girl around here? Somebody has got any little girl? Lali. It's called Lali in Vrindavan. And boy is called Lala. So Lala is there. And Narada seen Lala is there. Where's Lali? Have you heard in anybody's house has got Lali? Anybody has got Lali? No. So eventually they came to Brishvanu. Brishvanu, have you got any Lali? And he did not want to tell, but then he said, yes, there's a Lali, but there's a problem. Because when Radharani appeared, she did not appear from the womb. Krishna can appear from anywhere. Like Krishna appeared as a Nashinga from a pillar. Krishna appeared as a Varavatar from the nostril of Brahma. Krishna doesn't have to appear from the yoni. Yoni means vagina. Doesn't have to appear from there. He can appear anywhere. So now Radharani, she did not take birth. It's called yonis. They didn't take birth. He's not come in a yoni like we take a birth from a womb. Didn't come a birth. So Radharani, when Brishvanu saw in Raval, there was Yamuna river, and in the Yamuna river, he saw a Sahasradal Kamal, 1,000 petals of a lotus flower, beautiful lotus flower, and Radharani was there. A little child, so beautiful, so beautiful. And he brought the child because he was captivated with the beauty of the child. And he said, oh, so there's nobody around. Who's this child? And he brought her home. But this child was not even crying, not even hearing. Eyes are closed, is blind. Dumb is called Gunga, Behra, Anda. I don't know. What is that? One is dumb, blind, and what is the deaf? Deaf, dumb, and blind. Brought home. That's how Sita appeared. Sita did not take birth. Sita appeared from the earth. Parvati appeared in the Himalayas. Have you ever heard a mountain giving birth? Have you ever heard? A mountain giving birth? But Parvati appeared in a mountain's tota. Have you ever heard a child coming out of the ground? But Sita came out of the ground. These are not mythologies. It's so upsetting in India some of the people, these so-called secular, they have started writing Mahabharata, Indian mythology. Mythology means myth. This is not Indian mythology. This is factual. These are history. Veda mean knowledge, Vedas. Puran mean Purana, the oldest. And itihas mean history. So when we say Puran, when we say itihas, when we say Ramayana, Mahabharata, it is itihas, it is history. Puran means Purana, the oldest. Ved means Gyan, the oldest Gyan. This is a factual. But when Radharani appeared, where the Radharani came from? How did she come on there? But that's another, like Parvati appeared in the Himalayas. That's a story behind it. That when Parvati took birth, Parvati and Ganga. You heard about Ganga? Ganga and Parvati, they are real sisters. They are daughters of Himalaya. There's one Parvat, one mountain is called Vindhyachal. These are personalities. So when Vindhyachal heard that Himalaya has got two beautiful, gorgeous daughters, so Vindhyachal Parvat, he started worshipping Brahma. And thousands of years he worshipped Brahma. And when Brahma worshipped so many years and years, and then eventually Brahma appeared and said, "What do you want?" He said, "My Lord, he was very pleased, Brahma. He said, I'm so pleased with your devotion. So what boon I can give it to you?" He said, "I have heard there is Ganga and Parvati, daughters of Himalayas. They are so beautiful. And I desire to have a daughter more beautiful than these two girls." And Brahma, Shiva, okay, tathastu. Moment he said tathastu. And then Brahma got worried. Oh my God, I said tathastu. But more beautiful than Lakshmi or Parvati or Ganga, Saraswati. There's only one lady. There's nobody is more beautiful. That is Radharani. And I have given boon to this Vindhyachal Parvat. And then he started praying to Radharani, Brahma. Oh Radhe, oh Radhe. He started intense worship to Radharani. Radharani asked Brahma, "Why are you worshipping me?" "Oh mother, I have given boon. I'm such a foolish person. Anybody worship me a little, I give them a boon. Now I'm stuck because the boon I have given to award them the daughter more beautiful than all the Lakshmis and all the Ganga, Saraswatis and all the goddesses of the whole world. And you are the only one." So Radharani said, "All right, no problem. I will appear as a daughter to Vindhyachal, but there's another problem." And what is the problem? "But I've already promised this Brishabhanu and Kirtita that they had done intense worship in the previous birth. So I told them that I will play in your laps and I will be your daughter. But all right, because you have only given one promise, not two promises. Like he gave to Hiranyakashipu so many, he said only one promise, that as a daughter they can have me as a daughter, but I will play in the laps of Kirtida and Brishabhanu." So actually Radharani appeared as a daughter of Jai Panchatattva ki Jai. So Radharani actually appeared as the daughter of Vindhyachal Parvat. But then Putna, she was always eating children, killing children. So when Vindhyachal Parvat gave birth to Radharani, and that time he was having a yagya, and Putna came, and two daughters. So Putna picked up both the daughters and she kidnapped. And when Putna kidnapped both the daughters, she was flying through the air to wherever her to kill. But immediately Vindhyachal Parvat start asking Brahmins, please do something, please do something. So immediately they start doing this mantras. Like these days, old Wi-Fi, we connect phone and gadgets with Wi-Fi. So similarly, Brahmins had a Wi-Fi system. So control this whatever witch Putna. So immediately they done a yagya to control. So when they control through Wi-Fi, their whole Wi-Fi system. So Putna, she became weak while she was flying. So that's when Radharani slipped from the hands, and then she fell on this lotus flower in Ravo, in Yamuna. And this is Brishabhanu picked her up. And when Brishabhanu picked her up, brought her home, she's deaf, dumb, and blind. They were very worried. So all these they didn't want to tell anybody. So eventually, when the Gopas, Gopis, they saw such a beautiful, they were all captivated with the beauty. So they couldn't. So then what happened? There are two stories. Both are right in the different kalpas. So it says that Nanda Baba and Yashoda with Krishna came because this girl was not speaking, she was not opening her eyes. And then because when Nanda Baba and Yashoda came with little Krishna, because she's 15 years younger, sometime in India, in some of, I don't know where this concoction came up in India. Even we were told when we were young, oh, Radharani is 2 years older and Krishna is younger. Matter of fact is completely wrong. Because there is no, in Radha and Krishna are one. There is not that Krishna is younger and Radharani is older and Krishna is older or Radharani is, because they are one. When they are one, where's the question of younger and older? Is one. Radharani is one. That is Yugal. Right in the middle, what we see, Shri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Radha Krishna nahi koi anna. Radha and Krishna is one. They are not different. They are one. And that's called Jugal Jodi. It's called, when in Vrindavan, in Basana, it's called Jugal Jodi. Combined. So, but in Lokik Drishti, in the worldly manner, Krishna is when Krishna first take birth, then Radharani is 15 years younger than Krishna. 15 days. Radharani is 15 days after, like we had Janamashtami, and Shrimati Radharani, Krishna is 15 years, 10 months, and 3 days. That's the actual age of Sri Krishna. That's his in Vrindavan. That's the age of Krishna remains. This is fixed age. So you can reduce 15 days from there. This is the age of Shrimati Radharani. And then the other Sakhis, Lalita Vishakha, Tungvidya, Chitralekha. So all these Ashta Sakhis. Then there are so many. We will be discussing these different Sakhis. These are not, these. Anyway, let's come to that first. So Krishna was little boy and very little, and that time he will start trolling, by the way, and Nanda Baba's wife Yashoda and Kirtida, Brishmanu's wife, like when the women get together, they start talking. Everybody does, not only women, but they were having little gossips. Sometimes it says, So when they start talking, and the Shri Krishna, little child, start crawling, and Radharani was on the cradle. And when moment Krishna went, and when first time Shri Krishna touched Radharani's, immediately then Radharani said, "This is my Krishna." Then she opened her eyes, and then they looked each other. Then she started hearing. This is how Krishna and Radharani's first meeting is. And there's another Kalpa story is that Brishvanu and Kitita brought this Radharani, who was deaf, dumb, blind, a very beautiful child. When they came to actually Gokul, at that time, when Jashoda saw Radharani first time, she said, "Oh, such a beautiful, oh my God, Kitida, happens." And she was holding actually Krishna in one hand, Jashoda. And Jashoda just put Krishna on they were very small. So Jashoda put Krishna on the whatever on one side, and she immediately held Radharani in her hands. So moment he held Radharani, and Krishna immediately started crying. So Radharani, Kirtida was already holding Radharani on one side, one arms, and Jashoda. Jashoda was holding Radharani one side, and immediately when Krishna started crying, said Jashoda said, "All right, okay." She picked him up, and moment one side is Krishna, one side is Radharani, and when Krishna is there, what Krishna done? He touched like that Radharani. Moment he have one little spark, and immediately Radharani opened her eyes. That's the first meeting of Radha and Krishna. And from there onward, the Gopis pastime starts. Now these Gopas and Gopis, they are not some sort of, our body is made of pus, urine, and stool. Our body is not. We have to take bath every after few hours. As a Brahman, we take 3 times a bath. But at least, if not, a cultured person at least takes once a day a bath to remove the odor of the body. But even Devata's bodies, they are very beautiful. In the heavenly planet, the Apsaras, their body is so beautiful that when they take bath in any river or any pond, immediately the water becomes fragrant. So you can imagine how beautiful bodies they have got, Divya body. But in Gopis, there is no body. That's why sometime in Vedas, in Puranas, Krishna is called Nirakar or Nirgun or Nirvikar. Vikar means like when we say Nirakar, that means he's got no material body. Vikar means all the bad things in us, all the kam, krodh, moh, lobh, matsarta, what is that in English? What is called? Lust, greed, anger, all these things, all these vikars are in us. But Krishna has got no vikar. That's why it's called nirvikar. We are controlled by 3 gunas: satagun, tamagun, rajagun, the gunas. But Krishna is not controlled by these gunas. That's why he's called nirguna. So these gopis and these gopas, they are not ordinary girls and boys like made of this body, this useless body which we have got. There is no body. The whole is a Divya Atma. The Divya Atma, the Krishna, the Atma itself has got a form. And this is called Radha and Krishna. So when Krishna appears, he appears with his sakhas, with his sakhis, with his parikas, Madhumangal, Shri Dham, Sudama, Dham, Vasudham, Stop Krishna, Puntrik, these are Gopas, Punchika, Lota, Anshu, Vilasi, Vitanka, Vilanka. So all these are the Gopas. And then there are Gopis, Ashtakis, Lalita, Vishaka, Indalekha, Chitra, Tung, Vidya, Rangdevi, Sudevi, Chambaklata, all these gopis. Now, these gopis are not even, each gopi has got their own youth. And each youth has got thousands gopis with them. Like Lalita has got her youth. Vishakha got her youth. Youth mean not this young youth. Youth means a group. So in one group, there's a 1 crore. 1 crore means 10 million gopis. So there's these are the pastimes. We will be discussing that because the time is less. I can continue. If there's a question, I can take now. Otherwise, I can still continue a few things I like to say, because anybody got a question till what we discussed now? Because next 4 days, there are a lot of pastimes of Radha and Krishna we'll discuss about the Vrindavan gopis. And but anybody got a question till now regarding? Otherwise, I can continue for another 5-10 minutes. Yes. Okay, so we can continue for a little while. So this is number one. We have to understand gopis and Krishna are ayoni. Ayoni. Kindly memorize this word ayoni. Ayoni means who does not come in a womb, who doesn't have to take birth the way normally we take birth through womb. They don't have to care. They can, but they don't have to. They're not forced. That's what they. Now these topics of Radharani and gopis generally is not discussed in public. You may have heard Prabhupada have said even because Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he discussed in private. Why? Because these are such a Lalita Sakhi Upasana, ye singni ka sher, kare kundan kanbasan, ja singni ke pet mein jahan kare vinash. This is very famous. This is sherni. Sherni means a lioness milk. A lioness milk. These pastimes of gopis and Shrimati Radharani, these are so intimate that one can only discuss when one is completely free from all this, lust, anger, greed, and come to the Rag Marg. It's called Rag Marg. And like lioness milk cannot be stored in any other pot. Lioness milk only can stay in the stomach of lioness, or only in the kundan pot, gold pot. Lioness milk cannot stay. Any pot you put lion's milk, it will what's the right word? I don't know. It breaks. It cannot remain in any pot, any kind of pot, except. So similarly, these pastimes of Shrimati Radha and Krishna and Braj Leela, sometimes people say, oh, Prabhupada did not give these pastimes, these are the higher pastimes. Sometimes ISKCON devotees, even they leave ISKCON, they go to some Babas. And they think, oh, they got some higher knowledge and Prabhupada did not give. It's a basic knowledge. It's not true. Prabhupada knew everything. This Gopi Leela, generally people think Gopi's Leela. In a Gopi's Leela, there is a Manjari Upasana. In Manjari Upasana, there is Bhavolas Manjari Upasana. There is a Prakhya Bhav. There is Sakhi. There is a Priya Sakhi, Prana Sakhi, Priya Narma Sakhi, and Nitya Sakhi. Different Sakhis in Vrindavan. But this Sakhi Bhav, these days is so cheap. In Vrindavan, even now, you see, you go and they are giving iskolo, making a sehachari, Radharani sehachari straight away. This is not process Chaitanya Mahaprabhu gave you. There are so many, these Sakhi Bhav and Gopi Bhav is cheaply sold in Vrindavan even now. Prabhupada exactly knew what it is. And but Prabhupada, if you see that and Prabhupada went to the Western world, you can't just go anywhere and everywhere, you just go start talking about somebody's intimate life. I meet you first time. Oh, you meet me first time. We can't straight away talk about intimate life. We have to know each other. So when Prabhupada went to the Western world, first he knew what is Manjari Upasana. He knew what is Bhavola Manjari Upasana. Prabhupada knew what is Siddha Pranali. But what he was doing, if we see the verse of when we pranam mantra, what did we say? Nirvishesh Shunyavadi Paschadishtarne. What is that? That he went to the Western world. He is preaching to the atheistic class of people. People were engrossed in the materialistic way of life. People got no idea what Krishna is. So he is, first of all, is always there to introduce what Krishna is. That Krishna is God. So Prabhupada, he came up. His if you see his Prabhupada lectures, if you see Prabhupada conversations, he done very hard labor. It's like Prabhupada said, gallons of blood to convince one person that Krishna is God. Prabhupada worked so hard. He knew the whole process, but he knew what to give at this time. You come to a doctor, and if somebody is infected with some huge, some cancer or something, what does the doctor do? Does he, moment you go to doctor and he opens you up and immediately start cutting you down? Would you ever see a doctor if somebody is infected with some cancer or some very serious disease and he needs a huge operation? Would you think that you go to a doctor and very first meeting he will say, "Oh, okay, sir, you have got heart problem. Okay, let me open you up. Lie down on a bed, and I'll just open you up." He won't open you up. He will diagnose you. He will go through the right process. First, he may try to reduce your pain. So then he goes, slowly and slowly, that he will plan the whole thing. That's exactly what Prabhupada's done. He worked hard. He said to, convince people Krishna is God. Once he asked devotees, he asked devotees, in the class, he asked, why have written these books? And somebody said, "Oh, Prabhupada, because you written these books, because there was not bona fide scriptures are available in English and all this, so that's why you've done." Somebody says, "Oh, Prabhupada, you are in the line of Vyasadeva," or somebody says, "Oh, Prabhupada, you're a pure devotee." So they're given different reasons. But Prabhupada denied. He said, "I've written all these books simply to convince you that you chant Hare Krishna." Simply to convince us to chant Hare Krishna. If you see last conversation of Prabhupada, when he was about to leave body, what is the last? Rajottama Bhava. From the Bhagavatam, he quoted the verse that, please, what was he saying? He said, come to the mode of goodness. Stay in the association of devotees. Good association, a devotee association. That's his last words. He was working hard simply for us. He said, stay in a good association, stay in a devotee association. If we stay in a devotee association, good association. So you can imagine what he is saying. And then he says, then he asked that what happened, Prabhupada, after your demise, if we have questions, because devotees were very young. They didn't know much. 7, 8 years in bhakti, they were having all sorts of bad habits, and within contact with Prabhupada, so they start leaving these habits, start chanting Hare Krishna. He knew they didn't know properly. He said that you're not fully equipped. Most of you will go down. He said that. But we experienced it. But Prabhupada said, he said, what about if you need to, if you have questions, he said, read my books again and again. And Prabhupada, if you read, we will be discussing. So this will continue from here, maybe tomorrow. And so Prabhupada has said, read my books again and again. So this whole process of topmost bhakti, of Gopis bhakti, is it possible for us? Indeed, it's possible for us. Is it possible for all of us? Of course, it's possible for all of us. What would you say? Oh, should we go right now, start practicing? Nitya Siddha Krishna Prema, Sadhu Kabunai. So we'll be discussing this tomorrow, 8 o'clock. How it is possible. There's a procedure, there is a process. And so, because time is less, but we will be discussing for 3-4 days. We'll try to discuss not for entertainment. This program is not for entertainment. So I've with Mukunda Prabhu invited. He says, because His Holiness Siddha Swami, I was very fortunate to have a very good relationship with him for last 10 years before his departure. We had a lot of association in London. And so we so this somehow I'm here. So we are here for the pleasure of Panchtattva Chaitanya Mahaprabhu Nityanadvaita Gadadhar Shrivas Pandit. So for their pleasure, we will discuss some of the pastimes of Radharani and Gopis. And that pastime for their pleasure and for our purification. So we will be, maybe tomorrow, today's, because procedure 9 o'clock now. So we'll discuss that tomorrow. Other pastimes we'll go a little further, and what the process is, and what these pastimes, how we can enter into these pastimes, and what is that process. So if there's a question I can take, otherwise I'll wind up here. Anybody having a question? You got a question? Yes, please do.
Thank you for this very lecture. I would just like to ask, when you mentioned, I would just like to ask, so when we are new on this devotional path, how can we really take shelter so that we don't in some time fall down? This I would like to ask in relation with this example that you gave in Prabhupada, that Prabhupada says that many will fall down. So how can we really protect ourselves?
Yes. So we will discuss in these 4 days program how we protect ourselves and what is the process of bhakti. So we'll try to touch, even if we have to give little extra classes during the evening or something, I can add. I'm here for 5 days. So I'm not restricted only for that 4 days. Morning I will give classes, but I will be doing some evening classes too here. So we can discuss how the bhakti is applied in the beginning. So there are two, and how to apply in the little maturity. There's 2 ways, sadhana bhakti and raganuga bhakti. So sadhana bhakti is practicing Krishna consciousness. So practicing Krishna consciousness comes in the beginning stage. and then sadhana bhakti in the mature stage. But still is a sadhana bhakti. And there's a whole process of there are 16 stages of bhakti. So we will be discussing all this. And then there's a higher stage of bhakti, which is actual bhakti, which is called rag bhakti, which is raganuga bhakti, which is actually bhakti. So that is the how we can enter into that. So the whole process is we have to be always careful. We have to look this side when we are driving in a mountain area or any road. So what your question is, how do we protect? So we will be discussing during when we discuss these. So today we take, wind up today. All right. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Shri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu ki jai. Nitai go, Hari Hari go.
Hare Ramanuja Prabhu ki
Jai.
jai.